Friends, we're back. August 14th, 2022, Virtual Strangers, episode 162, coming at you live. I, of course, am your host, Wes. With me, as always, my good friend Ruuts. Ruuts, we're back, man. We're back.
Yeah, we're back. I feel bad for PD, though. He says it's got to. We're not stopping. Eugene's got to get to Washington. This is crazy, man. I'll tell you what, no matter what happens in this world, I'll never get over just how many internet issues and just all the weirdness. Actually, I'm looking at a zero red for a second there. I don't know, man. I just want to smash things, but I want to do it in a friendly. It's green again. I'm happy. So yeah, I'm good. I'm good, Wes. I'm doing really good. How about yourself?
Dude, it wouldn't be a Virtual Strangers episode if we didn't have some kind of lingering technical issue going on in the background. Whatever it is, folks, we are aware of it. And we're going either way, man, because it's been a couple weeks, right? Like we skipped last week because, honestly, because there wasn't much to talk about. I didn't feel like we had enough to do a good show. And if it comes down to doing a crap show or no show, we're going to choose no show. But that's all good because we're back now 2 weeks later, and I think we've got a great show. Not just a good show lined up. We've got a great show lined up today.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's a really good. I feel bad for Dee, too. She says she's stuck at Red Matter. She's stuck at the classified documents room. Well, I was going to type in there, Cheeto Wendy, I'll help you get past the documents room if you just remind me what it's all about. That's such a good game, right? Red Matter?
I'll do you one better. Why don't I stream it? Why don't I just stream it? I'm going to play it anyway, so why don't I just stream it?
I think it's a good idea.
Literally, I just installed it, and I don't know exactly when I'm going to be going live again, but the next time I go live, it'll probably be from Red Matter, and then we can figure out the documents room all over again together.
She's just got out of it today, and she's stuck there now. She probably wants to continue. When's the next stream?
I don't know. I might stream tonight. Who the hell knows?
That's true. Well, if it was close, then absolutely.
If I remembered exactly what she was talking about, I would just tell her. But it's been so long since I played Red Matter. It's literally been so long that it's going to be like playing it for the first time again. It's been that long.
I know. I was looking at the trailer for today's show, and it was showing like the controllers and stuff, and it was like it reminded me of everything that was so good of that game and how they incorporated the controller into the game. So when you look down and you were using it, it made you feel like you were using this multi-faceted tool, right? It was really cool.
Yeah, and I can't wait to be able to talk about the Red Matter too. It's a weird situation, because, there's a lot we could say about that. A lot of really superficial, surface level stuff that Gamertag can freely talk about, and Road to VR can freely talk about it, but we're bound by NDA. We can't say anything. So all we can really do is point to you to the things that other people are saying and hey, you better listen to that.
Yeah.
And I don't think I'm telling tales out of school by advising everyone to pre-order that game. Go buy it. I don't think they'll get mad at us for saying that, right?
Yeah. I don't know. After the first one being so good, how could you not want to pre-order it already anyway, right?
It sets a new bar on Quest 2 in terms of production quality. Like they're doing technical wizardry on this thing, and doing things that I don't quite understand how it's possible. But man,
and people say all the time, it's just lighting. Just lighting, But the thing is like I say, when I'm walking outside and I catch a glimpse out of the corner of my eye of a puddle, and I see a reflection in it in the back, and not even thinking about it, like when you can replicate all of that type of stuff in VR, it adds that immersion level, right? So it's a subconscious thing. So I just don't think we take that into consideration, right? I think it makes a bigger deal than people think, and games like Red Matter are just using, and I'm talking about the first one, using the lighting in ways that are I just don't see in many other games, right? So.
Yeah, they're in a league of their own, and PD says he's bound by the same NDA that we are, so he has to wait to talk about it as well. So I guess I should point out that everything we just said about it, you can take from the footage that they've put out. We didn't let any cats out of the bag here. we're going to talk about it later, and you'll see from the gifs that Road to VR posted this past week that everything we're saying is true. And whether you're playing on PC or Quest, this thing is going to be in a league of its own.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anyway, man, I'm looking forward to getting into today's show. Not only do we have a bunch of awesome gaming related news, but it's almost hardware season. I mean, you can feel it, right? Like the dam's getting ready to break with all of this hardware, and I mean, we've been on here a couple of times lately, and we've heard Eric and Brad and other people allude to something about to happen. Something about to drop within the next 4 to 6 weeks that is going to be a game changer, but we can't talk about it because it's under NDA. Well, a Chinese analyst, and I didn't even look to see. I'm sure it's the same analyst that always gives us this information. Has said that Pico's coming next week. Pico 4 is coming next month, and that it's going to be subsidized to, well, according to this thing, destroy the Quest 2. So I wonder how much they're going to subsidize this thing, man. This is actually a pretty advanced bit of technology here.
Yeah, that's crazy. Well, as long as they come under, I would say that crushing it just would be going to the same model that Quest was at, that everybody was used to. And now they're pissed off. I mean, if they go under that mark, fuck, man, it's how hard going to be to entice people that way. People are pissed that it got risen, right? So
yeah, and that they could do that. I mean, this is, as far as features go, this thing is going to have parity with Quest 2. Well, what's really going to set this thing apart is the form and the size of it. They're using pancake lenses here, so this is going to be something that fits on your face like the Cambria is going to fit on your face, but it's going to work more like Quest 2. So if they could give us something like that, give us Quest 2 in a next gen package with next level comfort, and for a competitive price. I mean, we've often said that it's going to be hard for anyone to compete with Facebook and Quest. But I think they're going to do it, man. I think if they give us something like this for less than $500, that within a year's time we're going to be talking about this rivalry between Meta and Pico.
Yeah, absolutely. Now the question is, will all? I'm hunched down or something. I didn't move my camera around. Every time I move my camera, I feel like everything's off a little bit. It just depends. Are they going to have the same catalog? Is everything going to be able to be played on it? What's going to be able to be used and what can't? I mean, for anybody that's getting into it, or maybe I guess if you already have the Quest 2, it really won't matter, right? Because it's not like you're ditching it. Most people, you're going to have both if you really wanted to get this other one. And as long as it can connect to the PCVR, which is really the only thing I would care about for the most part on my end, is I just want a better PCVR headset. So.
That would be cool, man, if they had the port, like the Pico 3 Link, which, by the way, we made fun of mercilessly for their launching 10,000 units in Europe, and people said, no, there's going to be a new Pico soon, and we just laughed at it sure. Here we are. It's 2 months later, and they're getting ready to launch.
I didn't know there was TikTok money behind it at that time.
That's
the funding
point,
is a
man.
big difference, right? When you know that there's a lot of funding, and that there's a lot of drive to do it, then you know something, they're going to make something happen, right?
Well, let me ask you something here, Ruuts. Why do you think a company like ByteDance would subsidize an obviously advanced piece of hardware like this and eat all of that cost? Do you think it's because they're planning on making their money back by selling copies of Demio? Or do you think that there might be something else that they're after?
I think they're humanitarians and they just want to bring people into VR. No, I think it's all about data. I mean, and that's every company, but especially China's very data driven, and so we'll give you this, just like everything. Everything that's free is not free. Everything that we use, YouTube, whatever, it's all collecting data. So.
Yeah, and maybe, and by the way, you can call me a nationalist. Don't try to call me a racist, but you can call me a nationalist here. Like I feel a little bit better about evil Americans taking my data than I do evil foreigners. And you know, we like to equate the two mentally and say that everyone is doing it, so it's no different. But it is. It is different because there are laws here that dictate how our data can be used and what data they can take. This isn't the case other places in the world. Um, and you know, I don't want to get off on a tangent here and rant about this. I would just suggest that before anyone in our audience order one of these things, go to Google, go to YouTube, type in TikTok terms of service, and just start reading because you're going to be blown away at all the back doors and all the shady, underhanded things that are taking place with the TikTok app. And again, these are the same people. These are the same people. This is TikTok that's putting this out. So if Quest is a Facebook headset, Pico is going to be a TikTok headset, and there's shady shit going on, man. Like I won't let my kids have TikTok on anything, and there's a number of reasons for that. But again, I don't want to crucify them and you know convict them before they even put the product out. But I'm bringing it up now because it's time to decide. Don't wait until the pre-orders go live and make a snap decision whether or not you're going to do it and then regret it or not later. We got to make our mind up now whether or not we're going to get this thing. And I don't know if I could do it, man. I don't know if I can. As much as I want a new headset and something like this with the pancake lenses and next gen features, I don't know that I could, in good conscience, bring something like that in my house and give it access to my network. But that's just me.
It's meta on crack nightmare wise. This is my thing. Like I just ranted last week. I don't want a meta headset. I don't want Facebook in my fucking house anymore. I want to break free of all of these. And this is the same. It's the Chinese version of Facebook. It's just TikTok. And it's like Wes said, I mean, I'll give you a example. You know, if you put TikTok on your computer or your phone, it records every keystroke that you use. So it's eventually going to get your password. I don't know what they do with this data. It's in the terms of service. Just read it. So you're good to not have it in your house. But it's weird because I want that. I want a good headset. You know what I mean? But I think I've already made my decision. I think I'm going to pass on it and let Americans rate my data. So I don't know.
Or maybe there will eventually be some backdoor software that allows us to do an end around around the Pico, that end of it. Like there are things on Quest that allow you to decouple from Facebook, and I mean before they dropped the requirement. But there was a program called Oculus that allowed you to kind of do an end around and avoid a lot of that stuff on Quest. Maybe we get something like that that allows us to kind of use the Pico, especially in like a PCVR capacity, and not have to worry about all this stuff. But yeah, man, I can say right now, honestly, I don't know what I'm going to do, but I know I won't have TikTok on anything in my house. I heard that, and this may or may not be true, so do your own fact checking. I heard that if you have it on any device and you agree to terms of service, then they then have access to every device on your network, which is just nuts that they can access devices that they're not even on. Per their terms of service, by the way.
What's crazy is it's in the terms of service, and people, every one of us, myself included, I want to use an app or something. I'm not reading that. It's just like our politicians. They're not reading the bills. We're not reading the terms of service, and we're all signing on to a bunch of shit we shouldn't be signing on to. And what are you going to do about it? I mean, at the end of the day, like we've always said, you get that it's happening everywhere. The data's getting gathered, but at some point, if you don't want to, I don't want to make it any worse than it is. And so I don't know. It's just it's a weird term. I just wish we could just go back to the good old days when this wasn't an issue, like a couple of years ago.
Eric,
20 years ago.
Yeah, Eric's in the chat saying, or we could just give into the fact that everyone is data mining and just enjoy whatever hardware you want. Yeah, I've said that myself many times right here on this program, but it's not the same. It's not. They're not all doing the same thing, and it's not all the same people. So, yeah, I mean, if you can kind of just take the Nest plunge like that, then more power to you. I'm not sure that I can.
This is the thing, Wes. I don't have an Alexa in my house. I would never have an Alexa in my house for a reason. We all know that they're spying, they're turning on, they're listening. People, it's cool. You can listen to music, bro. You just, hey, Alexa, turn on the lights. So at some point, like, there's certain decisions that aren't wise. You know what I mean? Ring doorbells or recording people doing shit, you know, in their house, or ring cameras, you know, but they're very convenient. We're signing over convenience over and over again. And at some point, like, good for people that can just blindly say, fuck it, man, you know, we're getting hacked away anyway. Let's just go straight into the chipper. I would rather try to back away and minimize what I can, and then, you know, try to control it. So
Ryan Brandon makes a good point. He says, I can wait for PSVR 2, Quest 3, and or Apple VR. Here's the thing. Data handling aside, it's going to be hard for me to buy any headset that comes out other than PSVR 2 because I can't buy them all, and we don't know what and all's coming. For example, there's ads out in China now for a new Lenovo headset, Lenovo Legion VR, and we don't know what this headset's going to be, or you know, what the specs. Is it going to be standalone? Is it going to be PCVR? But Lenovo has quite a history of making great VR products, and I'd be quite glad to see them get their name back into the race. And this is just one example. We know Samsung's working on stuff as well. I mean, anything could happen over the next year. And until I know, you know, what the Apple headset's going to be, what the Valve headset's going to be, it's going to be kind of, I can only get two. And one of them is going to be PSVR 2. So what the other one is going to be, I think I might have to kind of wait and just see what comes, what the prices are, and what the features are.
Yeah. And this is my biggest problem with the Pico. I don't want another hybrid headset. I want a PCVR headset. That's just what I want. I don't want one that is immobile and overheats because I plug it in. And maybe the Pico won't be like that, but my thinking is it's going to be very similar in that respect. Like the PCVR headset's a PCVR headset. That's all it does. And that's what I'm in the market for. I already have a hybrid that is okay, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, we've already got stuff that you know, good enough right now, right? And we'll be all right if we have to wait another 6 months to just kind of get the full scope of the landscape before we make purchasing choices.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anyway, I don't want to spend 2 days in the intro talking about hardware, but I just wanted to bring that up, let people know that Pico's probably going to be first to the market, and we should probably, you know, have our moral debate right now before pre-orders start, because it's coming up fast, and we don't want to have to make decisions on a whim.
Yep.
Anyway, let's say hello to our friends in chat so that we can get into some gaming talk. Silver is here. Says Pico Neo Link is a fine PCVR headset. That's what I hear. Too bad we can't get one, right? Well, maybe it's not too bad. Anyway,
for the same reasons.
Exactly. Wolverize is here. For VR to continue to push, it has to go hybrid for a while and to compete where meta drives everything. Straight PCVR headsets will flop in mass sales. No, that's true. Although I do feel like PC's footprint is growing as well, although, you know, at a slower rate. People are getting into the idea of these mods, and they should. The mods are awesome.
Yeah.
Ryan Brandon is here. He says, I'm out on Pico. EV Man versus Gas is in the chat, as is Immersed Robot. What's up, Gary? Daniel Kaz is here. Says, I'll probably get PSVR 2, but I need something in the meantime, a wireless headset. Gary says, I want a PCVR upgrade. The Aero simply isn't it. The 8KX isn't it. I'm hopeful, yet doubtful, the Pimax Crystal or 12K QLED will be it. Yeah, I think that all of those new Pimax headsets are going to be nice. The question is, when are they coming? How much are they going to cost? We don't quite know that yet.
Yeah, from what Eric says, it seems like every Pimax, each one's getting better and better and better. And the ones that are out there are really good now. So that's a very good good chance that the Crystal or the other one would be, the next one.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind having an 8KX. Everything I hear about that, well, almost everything I hear about that is that it's a nice, impressive headset. So
yeah.
Traveling Man 3775 is here. What's up? Quadzilla is here. What's up? Onakazi. Cheeto Wendy. Well, by the way, Cheeto, we did a new version of the Patreon outro, and there might be a Cheeto Wendy sighting in there somewhere.
Cheeto Wendy, man, it's catching. It caught.
It is. Greg's VR, what's up? Diz the Game Cat, what's up? Four Willens here. Good to see you. Paradise Decay, we already spoke to. Hello, PD. Michelle B. Oh, Messy's here. What's up, Messy? Good to see you, friend. Messy been around a lot lately, huh?
Yeah, love me some Messy.
What's awesome. Up, App J? Good to see you. The issue with pancake lenses is that you go through your syrup so quickly. That's true.
Yeah.
You better.
If you live in Canada, though, it's not a problem. Syrup.
Right, exactly.
Ever.
Maybe that's what Scion's been waiting on to upgrade.
That's right. That's right. Can you imagine? Like, Scion is like the most patient person. He's got a 3080 Ti. He's still using the CV1. Like, I don't know what's happening there, man. I wonder if he's super sampling. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, he should be like 300%.
If he's not, yeah, if he's not, there's a problem.
Mepper, what's up? Good to see you. Decepticon is here. Thomas McNostril is here. What's up? Berber Cat, good to see you.
Oh yeah, there's a new one for D too. It's Crytown D.
Crytown D.
That one works.
What's up, Mike Newton? Hello. Fluke Rogi, what's up? Pico has the same issues headsets like Pimax have. They're selling to the VR converted. Average Joe Gamer knows what Quest is. I do expect a pretty heavy marketing drive for Pico 4. If they're going to subsidize like that, we're going to see advertisements as well.
Yeah,
what they need to do, and I don't know if they'd be able to pull off a coup like this. They need exclusives, man. They need exclusive games. Oculus has Oculus Studios that publishes Oculus exclusives. Pico needs that if they want to really infiltrate the gamer segment of the VR community. They need to have some exclusives.
Yeah, absolutely. Exclusives sell headsets.
That's right. Eye on the icon. Hello. Tatum's here. What's up, Tatum? Hack is here. Good to see you. Philip. Right. I don't I'm going to totally destroy this guy's name. Philip Ryabchun. I'm sorry, man. Best I can do with it. Who else is here? Mickey Barrios is here. Hey, what's up, Mickey? Everyone shout out Mickey Barrios. As is always the case, we've got 3 Steam keys lined up to drop in the chat today before the end of the show. Pretty awesome games. So, again, those come courtesy of our friend Mickey Barrios here. So, everyone thank Mickey for the contribution.
Just keeps giving.
And
it's crazy.
And that's not all. That's not all, Roots. Typically, all we have or all we give away in the chat are Steam keys, because that's what Mickey gave us, so that's what we're giving away. But thanks to our friend Guido, we've got a couple Quest keys to give away today as well. So we're going to be giving away 5 games today, 3 of which are Steam and 2 of which are Quest.
Guido's such a good guy, right? He'll always apologize. I got to leave your stream. I apologize because my internet sucks. And I'm like, dude, if you can't see it, but he's been there for like 2 hours watching a choppy internet. And how crazy is it that Breaking Bad almost came to PSVR? I know we skipped. That's in the cutting room floor. I saw that today, but I just have to mention it since it's in this picture. That's crazy.
Yeah, man. Like, I would love that. If you read the article, they're talking about, they even talked about like doing a Grand Theft Auto module that's built around Breaking Bad. How great would that be?
That's one of my favorite series of all times. There's a few that were just amazing from beginning to end on every level, and that was one of them.
Ben Stanley is here. Wormsworth is here as well. Good to see you all. Nice turnout here on a Sunday. Yeah, man, the cutting room floor is pretty good this week too. Like, not only do we have an awesome show lined up, but the cutting room floor is definitely something you're going to want to check out. There's a lot of good stories down there that we're just not going to have time to get to today.
Yeah, it's crazy.
What's up, Sim? Thanks for hanging out with us. Yeah, Mash says 5 giveaways. What is this Q2 CVR Gamer Live? Yeah, man. I'm starting a Facebook group.
We could never keep up with you guys, man. You guys are, anybody wants giveaways, that's the place to go. Giveaway.
You know, we always said that you know, we weren't going to turn into one of these channels that give away games every episode, but I guess, man, if people are giving us keys to give away, what else are we going to do, right? We're going to give away keys every episode.
That's exactly how it happened for Mash. It's like he just kept getting all these keys in, so he's like, I'm going to give them all away to everybody. That's why it's so awesome, right?
Technoglitch joining us today. Good to see you, friend. Welcome. He says, I'm backwards. I use a 1080 Ti with a G2 and expect results. You know, to be honest, you know, people ask about this all the time, like, is my graphics card enough to push a G2? Honestly, and I say this in all honesty, there are times that I have to run my my G2 at 70%. So I have to downsample it. I can't tell the difference, man. Like, it's the resolution on the screen is so high that you can knock it down to 20 or 30%, and it's still higher resolution than the next best headset on the market in terms of pixel density. It looks great even at 70%, which is something I often do when I'm streaming. Whenever I'm streaming, I'll knock it back so that I can have a smooth stream.
That's a crazy statement, Wes, because you're running a 3080. You know what I mean? If you're running a 3080 and you got to scale it back, that tells you how powerful or how good that headset is as far as resolution, right?
Yeah, it's got a lot of pixels in it. Yeah, I mean, and it's crazy too. It's something like, it's close to 4K what it's rendering, right? Because I mean, it's 2K per eye, so it's the same thing as running a AAA game on, you know, on a 4K monitor. It's very demanding. But whenever you dial that slider back, you can't really tell visually, but you can tell in terms of smoothness. Like you can tell that you got the extra frames. So that's why I typically do it, especially, like I said, if I'm streaming.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's get into some headlines. So we got a lot of cool stuff to talk about.
Beyond the trees where nobody sees, my cabin there stands alone. Respite for some, but dangerous for one. My zombies begin to moan. As eating you, despite what you do, will make them strong and hidden for long. Today's the day my minions have their breakfast.
Co-op shooter Drop Dead: The Cabin is coming to Quest 2 this year. This from Harry Baker at Upload VR. A new co-op survival shooter, Drop Dead: The Cabin, is coming to Quest 2 later this year. Indie development studio Soul Assembly announced Drop Dead: The Cabin last week. It's a new installment in the Drop Dead series, following on from the original and the Dual Strike release that overhauled the game and added support for co-op play. The cabin will be an all-new release that sees you play as backpackers who get lost in the woods, finding solitude in an abandoned cabin. However, not everything is as it seems. You'll soon be defending the cabin from a plethora of undead zombies. Here's what to expect according to Soul Assembly. In order to survive the night and make your escape, you'll have to not only fight off the Legion of the Dead, but also strive to maintain power, lighting, and communication system in and around the cabin. Fail to keep the power generator repaired and topped up with fuel, the lights will turn off, making the zombies deadlier and harder to see. Teamwork is essential, and an effective fire team will know when to stay together, when to split up, and when to have one person perch on the cabin roof, offering support fire for their partner. Soul Assembly describes the combat as fast, frenetic, and dynamic, with a physics-based interaction model and advanced haptics. In terms of weapons, you'll be able to use a range of guns with some melee options such as a baseball bat. You can view some gameplay in the trailer that we just watched, which gives a sense of the direction for this new Drop Dead entry. Soul Assembly are planning on running a beta soon, and players are able to register their interest by joining their Discord server. All right, Ruuts, so we have a new installment of the Drop Dead series. Drop Dead, of course, if I'm not mistaken, Drop Dead was originally a Go title, I want to say, that was brought over to Quest and then updated for co-op play in Drop Dead Dual Strike.
Okay.
A fairly popular title on the Quest store. Pretty much everyone has this game in their library. It's like $10, $12, something like that. But this is going to be the first one that we really see that they've made for current gen hardware, and I think it shows here with the scope of the game. This isn't just going to be another basic arcade shooter. While there is a lot of that, they're adding in physics, they're adding in multifaceted gameplay, and I'm digging the whole Evil Dead vibe that they've got going on here with this thing. As cool as Drop Dead Dual Strike is, I have a feeling that the cabin is going to be a much better, much more modern title.
Absolutely, and it's already got at least the first one's got my seal of approval the best one I could see. Wolvie says his boys played the first one a lot, so if his family loves shooters, right? If they loved it, that means the gunplay is good at least, right? And so right. A sequel has got to be better than the first, right? So,
absolutely. PD says Drop Dead was one of the best sellers, I was told. Yeah, that's what I hear. No, man, this is really cool. It was something that kind of came from out of nowhere. I had no idea that that this was coming until I got the press release last week. And, obviously a lot of questions out there in terms of how this game is actually going to be. But we're not going to have to wait very long for answers because Soul Assembly is going to be at Gamescom, as is our good friend Eric. So we're going to get to hear firsthand. They're doing demos on the floor. So we're going to hear firsthand whether it's good, bad, or ugly. We're not going to have to wait very long.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be super cool, right?
Mepper says, what the bat? Wolvie says it's an automatic reload, but it's fun co-op. Right. It's more of a arcade style, or at least the original was more of an arcade style shooter. Again, I can't remember if it came out originally on Go or on Quest, but it was a much more simplified game originally, and they kept adding to it, making it better for current gen players.
I love how Wolvie he had to put in there. He's like, it's an auto reload, but it's still fun co-op. Like it's only auto reload. For me, that's what I like, Wolvie. You just sold me auto reload. I'm in. I want to manually reload like a sucker. It's too much work.
I on the icon asks Pixel Toys. I'm thinking maybe Pixel Toys was the. Let me make sure. I thought maybe Pixel Toys was the publisher, Soul Assembly, the developer. I don't know. I'll check just so we can save Simplex a comment on find out real quick what the deal is here with Drop Dead.
Nice. Radio Runt says he's camping and watching the show. And Onikazi wants to know, do you know if the first one was a free quest upgrade? He owns it on the go. I know that's probably not in the article, but
there was a period of time that every Go title was upgradable to a quest title, but that was early on in the thing, and I think it was a time thing. Like, it wasn't just forever. Okay. So I don't know. And even if it is, this might be one of those situations, one of those loophole situations that they add on. You know, it's not just Drop Dead anymore. Now it's Dual Strike Edition, so it's a different title. You know what I mean? So we've seen other titles do this where they put out a slightly different version on Quest, and that way they don't have to give it to people for free.
Yeah. PD says Soul Assembly is an offshoot of Pixel Toys.
Thank you, PD. This is a game, actually, I probably should spend more time in. We bought it about 6 months ago or something like that, but I haven't really used it. Yeah, it just says Pixel Toys on the Quest page for the original. So Soul Assembly, yeah, they must be acquired by Pixel Toys or like PD said, just a different division, different studio. But thank you, PD. Thank you for enlightening us here with this. Subtitle is Drop Dead Dual Strike is the developer and publisher.
He said he meant Pixel Toys.
Yeah, thank you, Tatum. Yeah, we got there eventually. Anyway, thanks for joining us, Radio Runt. It's cool when he decides to join us in spite of being out in the roughing it in the wild.
Mm-hmm. Is it cool for his wife though? She's probably like sitting over there by the fire looking at him. He's got his headphones on, and every once in a while he looks over and she's just glaring at him like, "What are you doing, man? We're camping." Either that.
What's he supposed to do, man? I mean, if you were him and you could, on one hand, watch Virtual Strangers, or on the other hand, watch trees. I mean, that should be our new slogan. That's our new slogan, man. Virtual Strangers. We're better than trees.
Well, they get the trees. If they look at your background, they can get the trees too.
That's
there
true.
You go.
That's true.
Yeah. Good to go.
Anyway, again, I feel like Drop Dead the Cabin is going to be a proper sequel, a step up in every way from the original. And I'm very much looking forward to learning more and eventually getting my hands on this one. But, Roots, this isn't the only Oculus Quest style arcade shooter that starts with D that we had news on this week.
Hey everyone! Today we're going to talk about the brand new features you can expect to encounter in Chapter 5. You'll want to stay tuned until the end of the video because we will also reveal Chapter 5's release date. So let's dive into what's new in the game. Number 1. The end of the game. That's right, in this chapter you will see a logical game ending and not a to be continued notice. Actually, there will be 2 separate endings. You can't even imagine how much hate we got because the game didn't include the ending. We understand that our game updates approach probably wasn't the best, so we're switching things up. Whether or not the game will have an additional campaign mode is up to you. If you want to see more after this chapter, please support us with positive feedback in the Oculus Store. Share the game with your friends or recommend it on your social media. Number 2. Playing together in the co-op game mode. Chapter 5 has some new mechanics, including the health system and puzzles. The health system will be the same for both players, and you must decide the best way to use it together. For the puzzles, you will need 2 players to solve them. Number 3. The magic box. In Chapter 5, you'll find a new way to get ammo and other good loot. It works and looks like magic, so we named it the Magic Box. Okay, so moving on to the release date. We're excited to announce that we'll release Chapter 5 on August 25th. We are thrilled that we could have this update done and ready to play by the end of the summer. There isn't much time left until the update, and we really hope you like it. Please don't forget to press the like button, share the video and subscribe to our channel for more updates. Thank you for watching and supporting us, and we will see you next time.
So we got a new devlog for Death Horizon Reloaded, which is pretty awesome, man, because we've been waiting for some time on this next update that's about to drop. You know, this is a game that I've had on in my library for a long time. It's a game that I've played through what's there multiple times. I played with you. I played with my family. If you like the Arizona Sunshine style of zombie shooter campaign, Death Horizon Reloaded is a great option. This is much like the previous title we were talking about that also starts with D. It was originally a Go game that was adapted for Quest and had features updated. And, you know, one of the cool things about this, Ruuts, is you can't really tell when you're playing this game that it wasn't made for Quest. They've updated it so much and improved it so much that it remains among the best of its genre in the Quest library.
Wow, that's crazy. You're looking at the upgrades, and they're still adding and changing new mechanics and puzzles. I mean, things that new mechanics are going to go, I'm assuming, through all the way back to the beginning, right? So you're getting upgrades, not only new stuff, but quality of life updates, I guess is what they really call them, right?
Yeah, and they've done this pretty much with every major update that they've put out. They've added in-game mechanics, new weapons, new physics. It's really impressive. But, you know, like I said at the top, like I've been waiting on this update for a while. And I was starting to worry that we probably wouldn't even see it this year at all, because this is a Ukrainian studio, of Ukrainian nationals, rather, I should say. And they were very much affected by the state of the world when everything went to hell in a handbasket over there 6 months ago. So I was really worried for our friends over there, you know, on a personal level. And then, you know, outside of that, also worried that, you know, this last update might be some time before we got it. So I'm good to see our friend Roman here with a smile on his face and about to kind of put the cherry on top of this Sunday. You know, they've done some pretty amazing updates to this thing already, but it looks like they have certainly saved the best for last.
Yeah, absolutely. My question is, when do we see Death Horizon 2? You know, because at some point, Roman, you start working on the sequel, man. You've been working on this since the go. It's like amazing. And now you move on to the sequel and you make the next amazing game from your studio, right? And he's probably sitting there thinking, who is this guy telling me how to run? I just already made a successful game that's amazing. Yeah, you did. I'll make the next one because Ruuts wants it.
Ryan Brandon says, what happened in Ukraine? I haven't heard anything.
As he's like crawling out from underneath a rock, right? He's like, what's going on?
But they have a new way for you to craft in this game now. Ooh. You can now craft weapons and ammo. And the big thing for me is they're finally putting the last chapter into the campaign, when it's a pretty long and extensive chapter with multiple endings, which is really cool.
Yeah, that's definitely really cool.
Yeah, so really looking forward to checking this one out. Really looking forward to having our friend Roman on, like he was talking about doing on location before all this stuff started happening. So maybe it might be time to kind of run him back over there and see if he's ready to come and talk to us.
Yeah, that definitely. Mepper says he's staying under the rock. I'll tell you what, under the rock, there's no sicknesses or any of the weirdness. You just climb under there and go back to like 82. Well, what's the good year? What's the golden year, Wes?
Well, I mean, if he's going to be in Iraq, you don't want to pick 93. That was a bad time.
Oh yeah, I read that wrong. I thought definitely if it's Iraq, then you definitely want to go. You want to think of different thing for sure.
And Oak V3D says, and what's this about the 911s? Oh, bro, I've got some stuff to tell you.
Yeah.
No, anyway, really looking forward to the conclusion to one of my favorite shooters on Quest, Death Horizon Reloaded. And you're right, Ruuts. And what comes next? That's kind of the big question now. What comes next for this obviously very talented team?
Yeah.
I know that they've been working on like AR stuff with the pass through, with like the Quest pass through. We've seen some video clips of them being out on a street and then a doorway forms, then the zombies start walking through the door at you. Again, all just using the Quest pass through. So again, very talented team here and very interested in what they plan to do next.
Yeah, true.
Anyway, this episode obviously brought to you by the letter D. You know who else loves the D, Ruuts?
My mom!
Oh yeah, Greg's VR said the same thing earlier, and I said, Wes made the same joke to me during the trailer. So absolutely, anyway, she loves it.
If you have an Oculus Quest and you like arcade style shooters and you're a fan of the D, this next story might interest you as well. AppLab Gym Dead Second update adds manual reload, dual wielding, and new levels. This from Ben Lang at Road to VR. AppLab Shooter Gym Dead Second is getting a big update this Friday ahead of a price increase. The update gives players many more ways to play, extra levels, and more polish. In a sea of many experimental AppLab apps, Dead Second stands out as a highly optimized 120 Hz and polished Time Crisis-esque VR cover shooter designed for quick and digestible action. Its solidity is surely thanks to the experience of pioneering VR developer Sean Edwards, the mind behind the very early VR game Lunar Flight, and his studio, Sponge Games. Come Friday, Dead Second is due to get a big update which will give players more ways to play and improve graphics. The headlining features include dual wieldable guns, manual reloading, a firing range for practice, and 2 new levels. Along with those improvements, the Dead Second update, which the developer says is the game's biggest yet, also brings additional polish with significantly more detailed weapon models, better looking muzzle flashes, and improved audio. Oh, and if you happen to have a B-haptics device, Dead Second now includes support for the vest, head, and arm haptic devices. Dead Second update is due to launch Friday, August 12th. With the update launches, the game will continue at its current $12 price for 1 week before being increased to $20. First of all, kudos to this developer, Sponge Games, for appropriately applying this model. I always love it when an early access game comes with an early access price, and then when it gets polished up and becomes something better, they increase the price to reflect that. So it's cool to see someone using that model to full effectiveness.
Absolutely. I mean, this is the thing. If you expect people to buy your game and have patience as you're updating and adding to it, why are you charging full price at the beginning? Especially in a day where some studios just say, we're done, and they walk away, and you're like, well, fuck, man, I paid $34 for that. It is refreshing. Charge me for what it's worth, and then when you give me more, absolutely increase the price. Makes me think I should go pay $12. That thing looked fucking amazing. I was watching the trailer. Man. I was telling Wes, oh my God, this thing looks, I can't believe it. It just looks really good. I like the teleport. I mean, I know that's time crisis esque type of thing, but it just looks really good. And somebody was saying in the chat they really like the way it looks. Right, that's exactly what the cinematic. It just everything about it. It's really good.
Yeah, I got to be honest here, man. I missed the boat on this one. Like, I saw this game coming, and I saw Quest graphics. I saw a Crisis Brigade shooter. I've already got Crisis Brigade. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I chose not to pay any attention to it when it launched in early access. But I've come to regret that because there have been dozens of people whose opinions I respect have come out and said that this game is awesome. Like, I've never heard a bad word about this game. Everyone says it's great. So we missed the bus here, Roots. It doesn't happen very often, but sometimes we misjudge these games, especially these App Lab Quest games. And yeah, man, my interest is peaked now. I think we might need to get in before that price increase drops.
I would never judge a game by being on App Lab. Actually, that's the first thing I asked Wes. I said, "Is this on App Lab?" My thing is usually if it's App Lab, my mind already is checking out. That's why App Lab is like, if my mind is doing that and I'm in this space, that tells me there's a problem with that whole system. It's the lack of ease for me. Everything else in this world is already fucking hard enough. I don't need one more thing on top of it. So, I'll do it for this game.
Here's the shit thing about App Lab, and we've said it a bunch of times already, but like, I went into Wishlist this game earlier because, spoiler alert, this is my Wishlist game this week. The way that most people search for titles on the Oculus Quest store is you go up to the search bar, you type in the title of the game, and a drop down immediately pops down with the top search results, and you can just click right into the game from there. But that doesn't work with App Lab games. I went up there and I typed in Dead Second, spelled it perfectly in the search bar, and it said no results found. What you have to do to get to the game, even though it says no results, you still have to go through with the search. And then on the page that pops up, you have to scroll all the way down to the bottom to the App Lab link and then click on that to get into the game. It's such a horrible system, man.
Well,
and I feel sorry for great games such as this that kind of get lost through the system.
People would say just click the search. But this is the problem. They're conditioning you to not click the search if you're at least looking for it, or if nothing pops up, you just assume nothing's there, right? So, like, it'd be one thing if it was all the same, and that's how you found Quest games, then it would be no. But there's clearly a reason for it, and I'm just gonna keep talking about it in little ways. We'll leave it here because we've talked about it at mass, but it's bullshit. And
we'll continue to bring it up. Every time we talk about an awesome App Lab game, we're going to say it until they fix it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Carl Parker says, you guys haven't played Dead Second? What the fuck is wrong with you? Exactly. It's better than Crisis Brigade.
Yeah, it looks better than Crisis. Everything about it just looks very fast-paced. It looks very very polished. It looks very good. I'm actually, even though I partially feel like how you feel, Wes, I'm kind of glad we didn't play it, because now we're going to play it in this better version of it with new levels. We're going to be able to dual wield. We're going to have manual reload. like it always should have been. Although I'll probably still do auto, and it's going to be amazing.
Well, here's the thing, and I don't like all these disparaging comments about Crisis Brigade. People don't like Crisis Brigade sometimes because it's hard.
It is hard.
That's why I do like it. That's why I like it, is because it's hard. Also, I like it because it's co-op. Like we can play Crisis Brigade together. I'm not so sure that that's the case here with Dead Second.
So Looper, the Underground Game Cat, says, I just tried searching for this. It pops up as a first result. Do you own it, Looper? Because that's usually the case. If you own it, it'll pop up immediately. Maybe, I don't know.
Did it pop up in the drop down? Like, I don't mean after you search it. Like when you type a title up into the search bar, there's a drop down that automatically pops up with the top results. It gave me nothing earlier today on the web version of the PC web version of the Quest Store.
Okay. So, Awesome Tatum says it's only $11.99. I think give it a spin. That's the point. You've got what, a week to get it for $11.99, or I don't know what the time frame they said, but it's going to go to $20. So if you want to own it, I'd say pick it up now before it goes to $20. Or if you want to wait and support the devs a little bit more, wait till it gets to $20.
That's a good point. This article was from
the 10th.
The 10th.
4 days ago.
So you've got till Friday. The price increase comes on Friday. The update should already be out, and then the price increase should be this Friday.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anyway, I think I'll be checking it out. It's definitely, all these people couldn't be wrong, right? It must be fun.
Yeah, so they're saying SideQuest popped up immediately. Well, SideQuest, that's what SideQuest is there for, right? Is like the bridge the gap. So, if anybody, this is the thing. You can try. A lot of people, you can find the App Lab games in the Oculus store, is what we're talking about, right? Or at least that's even a problem. And you just can't. It won't come up that way either, unless you type it in exactly, right? So
right, and then SideQuest is a whole different thing. My criticism is leveled directly at Oculus and the Oculus store. So, yeah, SideQuest is awesome. Those people are doing God's work. So,
yeah,
shout out to them.
Yep.
All right. Anyway, I think that's going to wrap up all of our D titles today. All of our Oculus Quest arcade shooters. Never you fear, PC lovers out there. We've got some pretty awesome stuff for you as well. There, there we have it. Our first real look at the world of Firmament since the original trailer dropped. And by judging by the chat, you guys ever play Myst before? Abduction? Obviously, not a lot of action going on in these very early alpha footage that they have shared with us here. But Ruuts, what I think they're trying to get across here is just the size and scope of this world that we're going to be able to explore, and then the level of detail. It's like a flat game. By the way, guys, I don't know if you heard, but VR games don't look like flat games typically. So, low frame rate aside, again, this is alpha footage. I'm excited to find myself in this world and unlock its many secrets.
Yeah, absolutely. Wolfie said he just woke up, fell asleep. So Jim, I think Wolfie said, yeah, they're both fell asleep. I'm glad you guys woke up. This is the thing. Like people like Scion that supported Cyan, they know the puzzle games, the games that they put out. So like, this is to show everybody, okay, this is, like you said, how amazing the world is, how big it is, the scope of it, the detail. I was looking at the steps going up that were curving as it was panning around, and it didn't change, right? It didn't look like a flat wallpaper. I think it's going to be amazing, and I look forward to it because I loved Myst and I loved Abduction, but both of them were a little clunky because they were ported over. This is going to be from the grounds up. Everything's going to be, it's going to be really good. I think Scion is absolutely not going to regret paying for this game early.
I think it needs more cartoony zombies.
Yes.
Myself.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It says you can back this tier on there. So can you actually still become a backer now and get it for a cheaper price? You can get a special version of Firmament only available now for $49. And it comes with the downloadable content, DLC, and customizations. I bet it's going to be worth it. It's probably going to be a $60 game, you think?
Probably, or at least a $50 game, I would think. It's not active on Kickstarter anymore, but there's an active crowd funding page for this with tiers that start at $30 and go all the way up to $120.
Oh yeah, right there, $30. You get a downloadable version of the game for either PC VR Mac or PSVR PS4, along with the digital manual, digital strategy guide. Nice.
And it's interesting that it still says PSVR on there because I'm pretty sure Brian checked with them, and it's not going to be out on PSVR.
Well,
not on
PSVR
PSVR 1. Right.
Yeah, why would you? It's too close now. Nobody's releasing anything on PSVR 1 only. You know what I mean? Like, it's just not happening. They maybe at the same time with both, they're going to be waiting for this headset to come out.
So let's read up a little bit here and let people know what kind of game this is going to be. Firmament is the latest surrealistic adventure from Cyan, excuse me. The studio that brought you Myst, Riven, Uru, and Abduction. Firmament is a resplendent, fantastic steampunk journey, a monumental voyage through diverse and curious realms with the ever-present assistance of a helpful clockwork adjunct and the deep and moving instruction and emotional chronicles of an ethereal mentor. Within this eclectic, quizzical landscape, everything that you do leads to a mysterious event referred to as the arrival. And here's the kind of story intro from the developer. A gasp for air, a release of chilled breath, the crackling sounds of melting ice. You wake in a glacial cavern perfused by blue. It's crowded with metal pipes and adorned with curious clockwork gears. Echoing machinery resonates in your ears as a massive metal door opens before you. As you enter a dark chamber, a warm light flickers to life, revealing a frigid yet intimate stone interior supported by riveted iron beams. In the middle of this room is an ancient table, a teapot on one end, and a frozen body slumped over the other. The corpse's hands hold an exquisite clockwork device held out like an offering. You reach for the device, and suddenly, a small whir. A blue glow is birthed from its core as it comes to life and lifts from the outstretched palms of the rigid stranger. It hovers above you, watching. Ooh. An apparition appears with a message from the woman who left this gift. She planned to mentor you, but something has gone terribly wrong. An immense, unexpected adventure now lies ahead. So basically what it comes down to is this, Ruuts. If you're the type of player who likes games like Myst and Abduction, you're going to love this, because this is going to be, like you said, the first one built from the ground up for VR. And judging by the detail in these visuals that they've shared, this might be their best work yet.
Yeah, absolutely. And the music is amazing. I look at the digital connoisseur. You can get the musical soundtrack that apparently, I guess, was a little bit low in that trailer. So they didn't have much to listen to there. They say it's really amazing, right?
Yeah. Well, the music that they used in the footage that they shared here was
right?
It's temporary music anyway. So it's just you just missed some low orchestral music if you couldn't make it out there. It wasn't much.
PD says he did a sneak peek 3 years ago. If anyone wants to see some actual gameplay, go to Paradise Decay's YouTube channel and check it out.
Yeah, and that's a good point. You know, this game has been in development at this point for years. It was originally supposed to launch, I think, in 2020 before the world all went to crap. But they're saying that this game's coming this year, man. Like, now that could obviously change at any moment, but I don't think we're going to have to wait too much longer to play this one.
Well, I'll tell you what, you know, there's actually could be benefits to all the weirdness that happened, the delays, right? Because there was delays, and then maybe they pushed it back, but it could also benefit us. They actually were able to use more time to get a more. I mean, of course, with Cyan, it's gonna be really finely polished. So I think in that respect, good developers, it's actually going to be a good thing that their games are delayed a little bit, right? So
yeah, especially games like this from a studio like this. These people pay the utmost attention to detail. I mean, these are pretty much the founders of modern puzzle games. Like these are the guys that came up with the format that so many games copy right now. And it's another original game with an original story. And I'm sure the puzzles are going to be mind-bending, as they always are. This is among the top of games that I'm looking forward to this year. And I can't wait. I, for one, am excited about it.
Are you going to pick up the limited edition box, $120? You get a physical box, and it's a Firmament special 90s vintage boxed edition created in partnership with Fangamer. Comes with a DVD, Windows only. How crazy! I mean, I want to know, Cyan, do you have this? I mean, are you a Cyan Games fan? Like you say you are. Are you getting limited edition box? Go.
Well, I will tell you, I might not have the 120 to throw down on the box version, but if Cyan wants to send me one, I will be very appreciative and gladly accept it.
I'll take it and I'll rave about it because it sounds amazing.
Yeah. Anyway, I just, quiet alpha footage from a puzzle game like this where there's not a lot of action. I could kind of see where people who aren't familiar with these types of games might be a little skeptical. Mark my words, this is going to be among the highest quality of VR games that you'll ever play at the time that it launches. So there's a good reason to be excited here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anyway, quickly winding down through the headlines, although we do have one more really cool thing to share with our PC players out there.
Rise and shine, Mr. Freeman.
And wine.
Rise and shine.
Half-Life 2 VR beta coming next month to PC VR headsets. This from Kyle Melnick at VR Scout. Valve's near-perfect first-person shooter is finally coming to Steam VR headsets. After years of development hell, Half-Life 2 VR will be available in open beta this coming September on PC VR headsets. Work on the highly anticipated mod originally began back in 2017, only to hit an unexpected dead end. In 2021, new team members stepped in to help revitalize the project. Almost a year later, and the team is now prepared to share their hard work with the public via an upcoming open beta on PC VR headsets and the MetaQuest via Airlink. Quote, a project as large and ambitious as Half-Life 2 VR is never truly finished. There's still a lot that we want to do and still want to improve on to make it the best VR experience we possibly can, said the Source VR mod team in an official update. However, the overwhelmingly positive feedback from our private beta testers over the past few weeks has convinced us that the game, as it is now, can not only be fully completed from start to finish, but it's also very enjoyable to do so, and we wish to give you the opportunity to experience it for yourselves. According to the team, Half-Life 2 VR open beta will begin sometime next month, most likely on a Friday. The mod will be available to download 100% free of charge, though you will need to own a copy of Half-Life 2 on PC in order to play VR. Unfortunately, at this point in time, we do not know if the initial public release will happen on Steam. We're still waiting for approval by Valve, and we do not know how much longer that will take. If our store page gets approved by September, we will launch on Steam as planned. If not, we will prepare an alternative launch outside of Steam. So this is a game that we've checked out. What was it? It was probably 3 or 4 months ago at this point. And man, I was just blown away with it at that time. I felt like it was ready to go then, although admittedly, I only played through the first 3 or 4 hours of it. Like there's much more to come that we haven't gotten to yet.
Yeah, absolutely. I was blown away as well. It was I mean, the game alone is amazing. I tried the mod back in the day. I tried when you had to like load each individual level, and it was a pain in the ass. And this is so seamless. And this is my thing. I really hope the Steam or Valve okays it. You know what I mean? Like soon. I know they're going to, because they obviously okayed the beta. They just have to get around to doing it, right? Because it was so easy to install this thing that way. Like Mash said, the only other easier way than Firewatch is through an actual key, right? Somehow you get a key or whatever, and you can just go and plug it in, and Steam, it recognizes it and it downloads everything. You have to have the game file. I guess, did you have to do anything that special? You just have to own it, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So that's it.
Yeah, no, it was cool, man. And I do think that this will probably be available through Steam. Knowing Valve, they just want to play through it themselves, make sure everything meets their quality standards. This isn't just like some release. This is Half-Life 2, right?
This is their game.
This is their baby.
That's right. Yeah. And they're like, you know what? We're going to make sure this thing is ready. Because that's a actually really valid point. They got their name on it. They've okayed the mod. And so it's going to take as long as it takes to get it on their store. And so, I mean, if they think it's ready, I would think it's probably ready, but maybe Valve might not think it's ready to get it on their store, right? So,
yeah, and Guido stopping by to say hello and checking out. I guess he has to go to work. So quickly, while Guido's here, why don't we give away one of these keys that Guido sent me?
Really appreciate you, Guido.
And should we just do another key drop, or should we do trivia?
I say we do trivia because I think Chatty is like Ruuts and really good at copy paste, and I love Chatty. There's so many games out, so many people out there, Chatty. You can't snatch them all up.
All right, so this first Quest key to give away, which is a cross-buy title, by the way, so you'll get it on PC and Quest if you win. Is Wraith the Oblivion Afterlife, first person to tell us what the name of the developer of Wraith the Oblivion Afterlife is. We'll win a copy of the game. By the way, first person on my screen that answers it.
Sad that you have to say that, right? There's always one. Like I see myself as first. Well, that's great. It's not what Wes saw.
Name the developer of Wraith the Oblivion Afterlife, and you win a copy of Wraith the Oblivion Afterlife.
Corporate Zombie says, you know who else likes to swing in a bar?
My mom!
Oh, yeah, she does. I don't know where that swing in a bar came from, but hey.
And Paradise Decay says, you know who else is always available on Friday?
My mom!
Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Congratulations. Eye on the Icon was the first to answer on my screen. So,
nice.
Yeah, just hit me up in the Discord, and we will get you your key.
You know what's crazy about this mod? Jim All says this may get him back into VR. Half-Life 2 was his first purchase on Steam at launch. Yeah, absolutely. Wasn't it a lot of people because they made you get Steam, right? Wasn't that when Steam was born, or was Half-Life 2, or was it? Am I remembering wrong? I know it was. You had to have Steam to run it. As everybody bitches about having to have a certain launcher to run their games, right?
Onakazi says maybe ask a question that isn't so easily guessable before you ask it. Well, what you got to understand is it isn't about the trivia or the challenge in asking the question. It's just a way to not drop the key in the chat and have
switch it
whoever.
up.
Yeah, it's not just. It's a way to keep people who are really quick at copy paste and have the store page open from getting all the keys.
Yeah.
So that's really all it's about.
So Jim and EV Man versus Gas is confirming that was their first game, and you did indeed need it. So, I mean, that's cool though, because that shows you how long this Steam for me has been out forever. But it wasn't. I mean, it's just crazy.
Yeah, I still remember going to Kmart and all these big box PC games were on the shelf. Like, how the times have changed since then, huh?
It's crazy. I was just thinking about World of Warcraft back in the day for the Burning Crusade DLC. I had to go to the GameStop at midnight, grab the game, rush home, install it, and then when I got there was like 5 million people trying to do the same quest I was trying to do. And talk about chaos, right? Now it's like everything's preloaded. You know what I mean? It goes live at midnight. Everybody's in there. There's no run into the store anymore to grab the game, right? So,
right. Yeah, man. And it's so cool that people are going to be able to finally get their hands on this thing for free. In less than a month's time. And really the thing I like the most about it, Roots, is that we now have an excuse to cover it again. We get to play it again for the people. So that's always fun, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's going to be amazing. And I would suggest too, if you guys really do love this mod when it comes out and you play it, you don't have to pay for it, but support how cool is it for these developers that are doing all this work? And I don't know, maybe they've got some subsidization with Valve. I don't know how everything behind the scenes is going on, but they should be helped out. We should be, helping them they're bringing everybody's baby into VR and they're giving it to us for free. So now is the time to turn around and say, here's $10. I appreciate it.
Space Dennison says, we need a Cheeto Wendy. We got one. Her name is Cheeto Wendy.
That's right there. Yeah. You're going to see it in the outro. Maybe.
Anyway, I don't know what else we could say about this that we haven't already, man. Like it's an OG classic PC game. It's an excellent VR mod. We'll be covering it on not this Wednesday because we already have a lineup set for this Wednesday, but very highly likely we'll be revisiting this one next Wednesday ahead of the beta launch.
Yeah, absolutely. Can't wait. Like you said, it's amazing. I haven't tried this game since I got my new video card, so now it should run. It already ran amazing, but it should run and look amazing, even better than it was. So,
yeah, 100%. Paradise Decay says that he has all of the collector's edition World of Warcraft boxes.
Nice. I used to have the Cataclysm mouse, Wes. I know PD knows it was one of the best gaming mouses I've ever had. It was bigger, but it had so many buttons spaced out, and having the right gaming mouse is important for a MMORPG. So,
gaming mouse.
I'm not a big fan of mouses, but I've been playing World of Warcraft lately just to, I was trying to figure out exactly why. Like, why am I going back to Destiny? Well, I know Destiny 2, D's playing it, so I was like, I'll go play with Guido and D. And I used to play it, and I loved it. But World of Warcraft is like, I just like a nostalgia thing, and it's like in a crazy world. It just takes me back to a time, something simple that I really enjoy and still enjoy, and I think it's cool.
Sure. Anyway, that's going to wrap up headlines and bring us in to reminders. Reminders, which starts with the letter R. This game, or this episode, is not only brought to you by the letter D, it's also brought to you by the letter R. And as we look at what's out this week, first up, we have a new DLC from Real Fishing VR. The Japan DLC drops on August the 18th. This is another one of those games that just keeps on giving, right?
Yeah. How cool is that, man? Like, I've never been to Japan, probably never get to go to Japan, but I'm assuming they have some really amazing, beautiful fishing spots, right? Because this game is really good about taking those spots and putting it into VR. And then, of course, maybe you've been to this fishing spot. Maybe you lived in Japan for a few years. I just love that they keep adding to an amazing game. Super cool.
Do you think they allow you to fish from the banks of Fukushima?
See, that's why if they don't, then I'm going to be a little upset because I want some mutated fish.
Like, two-headed fish they're glowing green.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's not funny.
It's not funny. Actually, it's not. I'll tell you what. Their situation is absolutely not funny. In VR, it would be funny, but it's not funny in real life. It's actually not funny for anybody because I think it's still going out into the ocean, right? It's crazy.
Well, I'm sure it will be for many years to come. Here's the in all seriousness, the original environments that came with Real VR Fishing were all from Korea, and the amazing thing is that it looks like Kentucky, man. When I'm sitting on the bank fishing in these lakes, and you look around at the environments, it could be here. Like, it doesn't look different. Yeah. So
it's a big.
Who knows what Japan is actually going to look like?
Exactly. Well, it should be a big reminder that it's just like everything else. It's a smaller world than we think. We're more alike than we think. Like, you go to Russia, you go to any of these countries, just like Korea or whatever, and you go to a fishing hole, it's going to feel a lot of times just like somewhere in the United States. And it's just not that different, but it's cool.
Yeah. This is a game that we've actually. It's been too long since I've played it. I really enjoyed the early versions of this game, but it's had a bunch of updates since I've been in it, and we still have yet to co-op in this, which is kind of the big selling point for it, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I have not spent an extensive time in this at all, and I was just talking to Messi about this like the other day on one of my streams because he says he loves this game. I was like, I haven't really played it much, and he was shocked. He's like, dude, you need to go in there. Michelle B says fishing is her chill. And, it's a thing, right? They really did a good job of giving you that immersion, right? That's what they say anyway. I need to go in there. Check it out.
I think that would be a good time for sure.
Absolutely.
Anyway, as we look at what else is out this week, the R train keeps rolling on.
Howdy. Welcome to Sarsaparilla Springs. What brings you, friendly folk here?
Why don't you tell us where your gold is, old timer?
Yeah, where's your gold?
Gold? Ha! We're root beer town. Oh.
Well, we're thirsty.
Okay.
Hey, Eye Patch. Maybe we can quench your thirst?
Showdown.
You ain't leaving unless it's in a poof of orange smoke.
It's gonna be alright.
I got the shot, Sheriff.
Hold, Jenkins, hold.
Boss, you just give me the word. I could cork them right now.
Not yet, Gunther.
Sheriff, it's getting dusty up here. I'm
cork up.
What brings you, friendly folk here?
Why don't you tell?
There we go.
Well, I guess if it's gonna happen, it's a good thing that it waited to the end, right?
Yeah, and it was an easy fix. Just Control Alt Delete, force OBS to close, and then restart it. OBS needs to figure out their shit because I'm not the only stream, or we're not the only stream that has OBS issues from time to time where things freeze up. And I know it hits Skiva. I need to hit Skiva up and see what maybe they're changed or something's happened. I don't know. Time to time.
Yeah. Well, I mean, again, it wouldn't be a episode of Virtual Strangers if we didn't have something, right?
Yeah, absolutely. But we made it. We're here. We did it.
Anyway, we're getting a brand new update, free update, official update to Rec Room. Western theme shoot 'em up, Roots 3v3. I was very excited initially when I saw this because I thought we were getting a new quest, right? Like a new Western themed quest, which would be right down my alley. But this still looks cool. 3v3, new weapons and mechanics, and plenty of Wild West flavor for those of you who are into that sort of thing.
Yeah, especially, I mean, PvP in general. It's just what's amazing to me is it's one more free thing. You know what I mean? Rec Room has been knocking it out of park since VR existed, at least in this form, right? So
Paradise Decay, you know who else goes down on you toward the end?
My mom!
Wow, only if she's dirty. And my mom, she is.
Technoglitch says, I liked laser tag back in 2016. Yeah, man, that's the thing. Most of these PvP shooters on Rec Room are just kind of reskins of the same game. The good news is that they're all fun, so that's okay.
Yeah, and it's free.
You know what it really makes me want to do, Roots? Makes me want to go play more Red Dead.
Oh, dude, I'll tell you what. That's exactly what I was thinking when I was watching. And they were doing the standoff, like the shootouts and that, and they happen so often. And I can only imagine that. Like I'm good. I'm pretty good at shooting, but Wes is crack shot, and so like if you know how to use your chewing tobacco and all that, it just gets so fun killing everybody and righting wrong. Because there's always a lot of outlaws out there trying to do some weird shit, and Roots puts it down quick. I stop it and put up the nonsense.
Can't run from the law, Roots.
That's right.
Anyway, this looks super cool. I'm sure it's going to be great. Like everything that Rec Room does in an official capacity, it's always really, really good and really polished. It makes you wonder how Rec Room's going to evolve as we move into the next gen, and the capability of the equipment continues to get stronger. Do you think they're going to continue on with this really basic, cartoony construct that they have here, or do you think they'll do like a proper sequel with next gen graphics and mechanics?
Well, that's what I was going to say. I guess the proper word would be sequel then, because they'd have to do that, or like if they wanted to continue with this, at some point you got to cut the cord, and on the lower end systems, which would be the PS4, the Quest 1, that type of stuff, you're just not going to, you know what I mean? You have to cut out the lowest common denominator to go forward. And hopefully that does happen. And this would be the perfect way. Make a sequel, and then that way the people don't have that ripped out from underneath them, right? So.
Yeah, they need to be proactive about it, or else they're going to find themselves one day falling behind things like, it sounds funny right now, but Horizons. I'm sure Horizons will be amazing one day, right? It's going to continue to evolve with the technology. And if Rec Room doesn't do the same, it'll fall behind.
Yeah, absolutely.
By the way, I put a picture or a video on Discord last week of like a bunch of kids playing VR. A couple of my kids, a couple of their friends, all in the same room playing. I asked people to guess what they were playing, and nobody guessed Rec Room, man. It's so obvious what they're playing, right? What do kids play? They play Rec Room.
I was impressed with how everybody was just like, it didn't seem like they were very wrapped. They weren't moving around, running, doing stuff. They were just doing their thing, right? I don't know. What were they playing? Were they doing a quest?
I don't know. They do all kinds of different stuff when they're in there, mostly user created stuff. So
yeah, how cool is it that friends can come over and, now you got enough headsets, or maybe they brought their own. I don't know.
They brought their own, and I had some.
Yeah.
Like I had, and the funny thing is, I had capacity here to do 4 more players if we all wanted to get in.
That's crazy. Yeah, Wes's house is a VR house, for sure.
It's funny, man, though, because like, these are their friends that they play, on the internet, play Rec Room all the time. But the one chance that they get to come over and visit, what do? They just bring their headsets and play in the same room.
Yeah, they're like, yeah, that's right. It's no different. They're just now because it really wouldn't be any different, right? Because you're in the same room. Although I didn't see anybody that had like earphones, right? You would think that you'd be hearing each other over the game and in real life.
Yeah, I don't know how they dealt with that, but yeah, you're right. I don't think any of them had headphones on.
Maybe they can turn off the audio, and you don't need to. You're in the same room. You don't need to chat, right?
That's true. And I don't know about our visitors, but my kids, I have it set up so that they can't hear like public players like that. They can only hear people on their friends list. So
yeah, see, you're wise, Wes. And some people are like, it doesn't matter. Like, no, it matters, especially in a game like that.
Yeah, the kids are the most frightening thing in Rec Room, man. Those people make me blush with the things that they say.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anyway, that's not all that's out this week. We actually have a full-on release, not just an update. The letter R. It keeps coming back, Ruuts.
My actions have not tainted my words with hypocrisy, for I myself have sacrificed everything. Due out in just 2 weeks, according to this article from 2 weeks ago. Red Matter 2 is promising to up the ante over its already well-regarded predecessor, this time being built from the ground up to look as good as possible on Quest 2. We got to sample the game. This is from Road to VR, by the way, Ben Lang. We got to sample the game to see how it's shaping up ahead of its release. Developer Vertical Robot has boldly claimed that Red Matter 2 will be the best looking, realistically styled game on Quest 2. And as we've played so far, they appear to be well on track to make that a reality. In many ways, Red Matter 2 running on Quest 2 looks as good or sometimes better than many smaller PCVR titles, which is no small feat given the performance constraints of the platform. Good graphics is a really broad concept. It isn't just about how high the resolution of the textures are or how many polygons are on the screen. It's a synergy of both technical and artistic efforts that make graphics look great. And Red Matter 2 is really delivering on that. Not only is the game sharp and full of graphical details like reflections and lighting, there's also a very well executed artistic direction, with some spaces looking so visually distinct and with such great lighting composition that you swear the studio hired an architect rather than a game environment artist. The game has a distinct retro-futuristic vibe, combining 60s sci-fi sensibilities with brutalist architecture, leading to many impressive-looking spaces that would be the perfect villain's lair from an old international spy thriller. But when it comes to VR, it's never just about the looks. For the world to feel immersive, it also needs to be interactive, and this is another place where Red Matter 2 clearly understood the assignment. Vertical Robot has continued to lean on their ingenious grabber tools, which they pioneered in the original Red Matter, as the basis of interaction in the game. Simply put, in the game, you hold a multi-tool that looks a lot like the controller that's in your hands in real life. The tool can be toggled between grabbing, scanning, hacking, and a flashlight. It's surprising to say, but having grabbers that look like your controllers feels way more immersive than virtual hands to interact with things in the game. And I'm not going to read, this is a long article. We've been waiting on this for a very long time. And you know, as much credit as we give the original Red Matter for still being among the best looking games on Quest, what we fail to mention oftentimes is that that game was a port. This game is not going to be a port. This is built from the ground up with Quest 2 hardware in mind. And while I'm sure there will be some marginal improvements between the PC version and the Quest version, I think the gap is going to be a lot less here than people even expect.
Yeah, looks amazing. The graphics look amazing. It is the thing in a world of cooking sims and all the other bullshit that we always bitch about, right? Because it's all, there's no detail and very shallow games, right? This is the opposite. This has got so much detail to everything, even to your hands. And that's one of the things that, like, I rave about every time we talk about this game. Like, I mean, it's innovative. I couldn't believe that whatever that right there, the thing that where it puts out that, I guess it's a dash where you can read stuff, right? It can hold stuff on that. It's like an actual screen. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, that's what we call Gen 2 physics, my friend, and running on the standalone hardware. It won't be the first case. Obviously, The Walking Dead Saints and Sinners, notably among the best in this category. But with games like this and Bone Lab coming up, this argument that we keep hearing about how you can't do good games on Quest, it's starting to become thinner and thinner and thinner. Developers aren't going to have excuses for very much longer, Ruuts, for putting out crap games, because apparently, I mean, this isn't a AAA studio. They're sizable, Vertical Robot, but this is an indie studio making an indie game, but the results in terms of quality look to be on the AAA level.
Yeah, well, they're doing an awesome job. It's amazing.
Gamertag VR says the sequel also has some shooting. So
yeah, absolutely.
That's pretty awesome. Anyway, this game comes out, like those two updates we just talked about, on the 18th. So 4 days away, this one. And obviously stay tuned. A lot more to come on this game as we move into the launch phase.
Yep.
Anyway, that's what's out this week, and that brings us into our next reminder. And this is the part of the show where we ask all of you to please join us for just a moment as we all go in real time and do our part to support the development community out there by wishlisting one of these awesome titles that we've talked about today. I, of course, have already went in and wishlisted Dead Second, a game that I plan to be playing very, very soon. And I have seen someone else in the chat say that they went and wishlisted Forever Cornhole, which... you know who loves Forever Cornhole, Ruuts?
My mom!
Oh, yeah, she does.
Anyway, if you all wouldn't mind to go wishlist a game right now,
Absolutely.
It could be one of the games we talked about today or any other game for that matter. It's a big deal to these developers. It helps them to raise their profile on the various storefronts out there. So, and it's something that we can do quick and easy, doesn't cost anything, and we get benefit from it as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to do Dead Second because I want to play that game. It just looked so good.
Onikazi did a one-up on us. It's like wishlisted it. I bought Dead Second.
Oh, God. Yeah,
during
I'll
the
tell you what.
segment.
Yeah, there you go. $11.99. There's no reason not to buy it today because soon it's going to be $20 and you're going to wish you had bought it. So.
Rob Perry says, Dead Second seems like a winner. I'm usually against AppLab, but it seems promising. Yeah, it looks really cool.
I like good games, but I'm with you as well. Like, I guess it's not, I don't look at the games. That's the problem. I just, like what happened to Wes happens to me all the time. I get shocked by all these games that come out, or I guess not all the games, but some of the games that come out of AppLab are amazing.
I get stuff in my inbox on the daily, right? Stuff that people want us to promote, stuff that's coming up. And over the last 6 months especially, if a developer sends me something that says App Lab and then I look at it and it has Minecraft graphics, I don't even look at it. I just say, nope, we're not doing these types of games anymore. And every now and then we'll have a Dead Second pop up where we kind of drop the ball and miss something that was really good. But more times than not, I'm saving myself a lot of time by not looking at these games.
Yeah. There's most of them aren't worth looking at where we're at. I mean, not for everybody, but just as far as what we're covering. But absolutely, every once in a while you'll see one pop up there. Space Dennison wants to remind everybody Deep Rock is on Galactic is on sale on Steam for one more day, and that's an amazing VR mod as well.
Yeah, man. That's on the short list, right? We'll be in there sooner or later.
Yeah, absolutely.
Technoglitch says, I need Gambit. Damn it.
Yeah.
Word, bro. Word. I'm on that page for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anyway, who was it? Ryan Brandon says that he also bought Dead Second and wishlisted Cornhole.
Yeah. Well, Gamertag says, I don't know why Cornhole is an okay game name. Yeah, when I found out that Cornhole was an actual game in real life, throwing what it is, I was like, man, that's such a weird name for it. But I mean, I guess
yeah,
it is what it is.
My wife's family they're really into like the cornhole. Anytime we would go to like a picnic or camping, they always have the cornhole, and I never heard of it either. Like this was a new one to me. Like I'm going on a camping trip with my family, and then one of her cousins asked, do you want a cornhole? And I'm like,
I hope it was.
She's right over there, man.
I hope it was
she's
a
right.
girl cousin. You're like, dude, like.
I mean, that would be all right, but she's right over there. I don't think she'd be very cool with it.
Oh my God.
Anyway,
that's crazy.
Yeah, we'll be on the lookout for Forever Cornhole. It should be out anytime now.
It should be good. I mean, their other games are amazing, right? So.
Yeah. Although I still didn't do the darts. Like I still haven't done.
Well, this is the thing. Like I guess I didn't do the darts either. Did they have individual darts that you can unlock? And is this going to have individual cornhole bags to throw? Like what's going to change in it, right? It's kind of Galaxy
cornhole bag, or
that's right, yeah, or one with an eyeball in it or something cool.
Yeah, I do still play the bowling though.
The bowling is
awesome.
Super cool, and it wasn't a good idea for all those different cool bowling balls, right?
Yeah, man, for sure. Anyway, I think that's going to bring us to.
Gamertag says, I'm going to add some families are into cornholing, family cornholing. So
that's true, especially here in Kentucky.
That's right.
Anyway, that's going to bring us to our final reminder this week and every week, and that is how you can do your part to support our channel. Of course, if you haven't already, click the big red button and ring that bell so that you can be notified next time we go live. I already said it. We're gonna stream the original Red Matters so that Cheeto Wendy can get the help that she needs.
Yep.
And then we're going live this Wednesday, Strangers in the Night. What are we doing this week, Roots? We're gonna do Spider-Man Reshade, right?
Yeah,
we're gonna do
Spider-Man Reshade. I can't wait.
We're gonna do Stormland. And what was the other? We're going to do Farpoint. Is that the other one we were going to do?
I thought so. I'm not sure what we decided for the third one. I can't remember exactly. I know that was definitely the other two. It could have been Farpoint. Sounds right. About right.
I don't remember, but I think that's right. And we were going to do Cyberpunk, but I think we're pushing that one off till next week. So
Tech wants to know if cornhole is better than horseshoes. I think it would be better because you're trying to get something in a hole, and the other one you're trying to get it to wrap around. It's easier. So, and I don't. It's too heavy. Throwing those, those horseshoes.
That's a good point. You know, if you throw an errant horseshoe and hit somebody in the temple, you could fuck them up for life.
Yeah.
Yeah. But shit, I forgot. You got me thinking about cornhole again, sorry. GT, and I can't concentrate. Anyway, we got lots of cool stuff coming up on Wednesday. You want to make sure that you don't miss it. We were going to. I remember what I was going to say. Cyberpunk. We're going to be doing that one next week. And I just wanted to tell people out there who are playing the Luke Ross Cyberpunk mod to go into the settings and enable the AMD Super Fidelity FX. I was rolling it at like 70 to 75 frames per second in that one, and I went and enabled the Fidelity FX and put it in super graphical mode, right? The super quality mode, and not only does it look a little bit better, but I went up to a solid 90 when I did that. So it makes a noticeable difference.
Can't wait to hear your thoughts on that one.
Yeah. Oh, again, make sure you ring that bell so you'll be notified.
Yep.
And we're going to be getting into it real soon. Also, before we go, I guess we have another game here from Guido we need to give away before we roll credits. This for Swarm on Oculus Quest, which again, this is another cross-buy title.
Amazing game. Aylin Kara special. Definitely a lover of this game, right?
So I guess I'm not going to ask what who the developer is. It'd make it a little too easy. So the first person that lists another grappling VR title, you get to move around in Swarm by grappling with grappling hooks. Name any other game that uses that kind of movement, and you will win a copy of Swarm for Oculus.
Absolutely.
First one to answer on my screen wins.
And while we're waiting for that to come out, thank you for the Patreon, right? All the patrons out there. We appreciate you. Make sure.
All right. So I have a question, Roots. Typically, we stipulate that you can't win twice. If you already won one in the chat, you can't win again, right?
Yeah, I mean that's a fair thing to do. That way, everybody gets a shot to win something, right?
So I'll give Ion the Icon a pat on the back for being the first to answer both times. But it was Ion that won the other one, right?
I don't think Ion won.
Maybe Ion got one of the keys.
I thought it was Chatty got a key, and then
maybe I'm wrong. I thought Ion the Icon won the.
He says he has Swarm.
Well, yeah, so it don't matter anyway, right? He already has Swarm. So let's see here. Who was next after Ion? It was Michelle B.
Hey, I love Michelle B. Rob Perry got close. He said Juniper something. Jupiter Grot.
Which, I mean, we're gonna give Michelle B credit, even though she completely butchered the name and called it Juniper Guard.
We know what you meant.
We know what you meant there. So yeah, congratulations, Michelle B. Am I right? Ion, you won earlier, right? Yeah, won the Fast Travel Games game. That's right. So yeah, congrats, Michelle B. Hit me up on Discord and we'll get your key, courtesy of our friend Guido 7335. Shout out to Guido again for donating these keys to give away.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Anyway, back to the reminders. Of course, if you'd like to do a little something extra, you're already a subscriber, you can support us on Patreon, where we only ask for $3 per month. And in exchange for that, you get the weekly show notes, you get insider updates, you get occasional exclusive content that we post only for Patreons, all for less than $1 per week. And you get to feel good about yourself knowing that you did your part to help build up our community and our channel. So shout out to all the patrons out there. Oh, you also get your name in the outro crawl during the outro of every episode. And we have a new version up today because we have a new patron, Gabriel 004. Shout out to Gabriel and all the patrons for your support. We very much appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. And your shout out will it will mutate like Cheeto Wendy.
That's
or
right.
could.
That's right. It could possibly.
Yeah.
You know.
Spy Guy says goodbye to Crytown D.
Well, we'll get to that one, man. One nickname change at a time. We'll get to that one. Anyway, I'd like to remind everyone to join us on Discord. There's an invitation in the description down below. This is where we hang out pretty much all day, every day, lurking, just waiting on someone to say something out of order so we can ban them. No, I'm just kidding. We don't ban people. But this is where we hang out. We talk about movies, TV, life, games. We get together and play. We share deals, everything. This is where we live. It's our home. And we invite you to become a part of that and join us in our home. So, again, invitation below.
Yeah, come home. And this is something to remember, too. I always, every once in a while, I'll highlight the fact that I stream on Discord only. It's not just me. D will stream on Discord. Like a lot of people, just random people that don't ever stream on Twitch or YouTube. You could never watch them game. They'll just randomly, she'll be playing Vanguard or something. So if you want to come watch D stream, come to the Discord and come home.
Awesome. Ruuts is a prolific streamer. Him and D. It's like between those two, there's typically always somebody streaming. Now it's not always VR, and in fact, most of the time it's not. But it's still very entertaining. And who knows? You might catch me in there. I just got promoted to moderator. So
yeah, I thought you were already moderator. I was making Messy moderator, and I was like, "What the hell? You and Michelle."
Yeah. Well, we're involved, bro. We are now. Anyway, all that happens and more on Discord, and it's free to join. All you gotta do is click the link below, and we'll see you there.
Yep. And Traveling Man sliding out the door says, because the super chat was a good one, guys. Keep it up. Thanks for the super chat, Traveling Man. We appreciate you.
Yeah, we appreciate all the support. Thank you very much, bro. Good to see you. Mickey Barrios says, virtual strangers, check your Discord message. Well, let's check the Discord message. Why don't we?
He doesn't want us to end. He's like trying to stall it.
Uh-oh. Looks like we're going to have
another game?
Another quest game to give away.
Oh, my God.
Wow. Thank you, Mickey. And this is a good one, too. This is a good one.
Better than Swarm? Alien Kara could say no. That's nothing's better than that game.
It depends on who you ask. But, okay, let's see. Well, I'm going to think of a good question for this one. All right. So first one to name the game wins the game. This is a quest key only. There's no cross-buy. This is a quest exclusive title. This is a game that we covered today. This game has an upcoming update, which will add the final chapter of the game in with multiple endings. It's a zombie shooter.
Oh.
It's from our friends in the Ukraine. Name the first one to name it wins it. Rob Perry, congratulations!
Oh, that's
friend.
awesome. I felt bad for Rob earlier with the Juniper thing. He's like, "Damn it!" Earlier, well, you won. You couldn't have won this game if you'd won that one. This was your game to win.
So, congrats, Rob Perry. Hit me up on Discord, and I will copy and paste this key from Mickey's message over to yours. Thank you, Mickey, for your continued support. And yeah, what are we? Q2C now?
Yeah, it sure seems like it. Well, that's why Q2C gave away all the games is they got all these people giving away, donating copies, devs, everybody. It's cool.
All we need now is like every Quest 2 accessory known to man to be sent to my post office box and a wheel, the wheel of D. If we had the wheel of D and a bunch of like controller grips, then we'd be Q2C.
Oh yeah, we could be Q2C.
Oh, yeah. That's usually Todd's using some kind of deep voice. I could shave my head or my beard. I mean, my head's already shaved. This is the thing. Amazing, definitely amazing podcast. And if I would give you anywhere like them, I think it's good.
Yeah, I agree. Those guys growing out of control, so obviously they're doing something right, huh?
Yeah. We're blessed to have Mash a part of the stream. Mash, if you're still out there, we love you, and hopefully your weekend is going good.
Yeah, looking forward to playing some Stormland with you, bro. Hit me up.
Yep. Hi diddly do diddly. Oh, ho diddly. Yeah, I don't know. I can't say it as good as Todd does.
You know who loves a good ho diddly?
My mom!
Oh, yeah, she loves it.
And on that note, friends, I'd like to thank you all once again for watching. For Roots, I'm Wes. We will see you very soon. Bye.
Take it easy.